بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
ألف لام ميم تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين.
Welcome everybody again to today's session. We haven't actually got that many sessions left. SubhanAllah, we're about 2/3 of the way through the surah now. Alhamdulillah, bifadlillah. May Allah allow us to reach to the end of the surah and allow us to benefit and allow us to change our lives through our understanding and our recitation of this surah. And remember, SubhanAllah, this surah, because it's the surah that it is sunnah to read this before you go to sleep. You can keep on practicing each evening, even throughout the year. You can continue with your recitation of Surah As-Sajdah with your corrections and thinking and contemplating over the meanings that Sister Zuleika has been through with us. May Allah reward and bless her. Okay, so we come to the next ayah. This is ayah number 20. We'll start, of course, with the isti'adha as usual. So, Sister Shazia, if you'd like to join me for the isti'adha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
So two things. من الشيطان, the noon. You don't want to say mina, right? Mina. You want to say mina. Okay, so the fatha on the noon needs to be lighter. And the ra. When you join the ra at the end and you say من الشيطان الرجيم, you join the noon and that ra needs to be two. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Back of the he lifted. We'll just say near ra, near ra,
نرى
near ra again.
نرى.
Not bad, but near. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine that the ra that you're pronouncing. The ra is heavy. That's good. I want you to, as you are joining, go straight for that ra straight away, the second ra, the ra which is heavy. Go for that one straight away. So not near and then ra, near ra, near ra. Again.
نرى نرى.
Bit better, bit better. Let's go to the basmala. Let's hear how the ra's are there, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Okay, so what I want you to be careful of here, Sister Shazia, is when you say Bismillah, there's like your scene is cut short because like a slight pause before you say the meme. It's like Bismi. Want to do it like that. Bismi. Bismi. Keep the scene going.
Bismi.
That's good.
I say.
Now what I want you to do. Yeah.
Sorry,
now what I
ahead.
want you to do. That's okay. Now what I want you to do is keep that in mind and do also when you join with the ra. The second one wasn't so bad when in Ar-Rahim, but when you said Ar-Rahman and you joined with that one, you cut the sound after the ra. So it was kind of like, for example, Bismillah, here ra. Here ra. It's like a pause in the middle. You don't want that pause in the middle. You do the tawassut of the ra, keep the ra going for a little bit, and then go on to the next letter smoothly without a break or a pause. Let's try it again. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Good, Barakallahu Fiki. That was much better. Well done, Sister Shadi. Nice, Alhamdulillah. So we're to the beginning of ayah number 20, and we have the word wa'amma. All light, mim mushaddad, we know is ghunna. We are going to pause and prolong the joining of the mim. This part. Wa'amma. If we are to the word alladhina, we do have a case of iltiqa'u sakinain again. So in other words, the alif at the end of the first word first two words. We have amma. This alif has a sukoon, although this sukoon is not drawn. Okay, and then we have the joining lam, and we say al. This lam also has a sukoon. So to overcome the meeting of the two sukoons, we've seen this before. We drop the mad letter. The alif gets dropped in joining, and so we do not pronounce it. We go from the mim fatha to the lam. Wa الذين. Sister Shazia.
وأما الذين
At the moment, your fatha is heavy. You're saying wa amma. It's wa it starts from wa la. La also. La is a little bit on the heavy side. You want to keep the
okay.
a sound. Wa
Okay.
الذين.
وأما الذين
Say for me
آ
ma
آ ما
la.
لا لا
Good. Now see, all of these are ending nice and light. They have a ending, not a ending. You want to keep this ma, la sounds as you pronounce them. Wa الذين. The back of the tongue is completely relaxed and lowered.
وأما الذين
الذين.
الذين
This is a little bit better. Good. This is a little bit better, but you're going to have to practice this. When you say it on
okay.
its own in isolation, it's very good. When you say ma, na,
Okay.
this is very good. So this is how I want you to practice. First, get to
Okay.
grips with those sounds, get used to them, then put them back into the word. Okay, inshallah.
Okay.
Then we have the
Inshallah.
word fasaqu, the fa, I'm about to say and do it together. The fa and the sin are both light, the qaf is heavy. So we say fasaqu. And remember, Sister Shazia, we said about the qaf, make sure you're going nice and back. And we touch the makhraj of the qaf with firmness. Fasaqu.
فسقوا
Good. The qaf is good, nice and heavy. The scene, keep it light though. Because at the moment,
okay.
because you're starting to get ready for the qaf too early and it's changing your scene. So finish the scene, then go for the qaf. Fasa, fasaqu.
فسقوا
That's better. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فَسَقُوا.
وأما الذين فسقوا
Okay, good. Barakallahu fiki. You just need to make sure that you're working on those fathats, right? We need to a bit practice on those, inshallah.
okay.
Then we have
Inshallah.
فَمَأْوَاهُمُ النَّارُ. فَمَأْ, again, the hamza is shidda. We stop the sound abruptly. We then have the wa with the alif saghira. So this is going to be held for two counts. We say فَمَأْوَاهُمْ. فَمَأْوَاهُمْ. And then you notice that because of the joining of the, we have again iltiqa'u sakinain. Initially the meme had a sukoon. It's been replaced with a dhamma because to make it easier to join with the noon. Here we have two dhammas. We say humu. Be very careful at home. It's very easy to say ho. You want to say hu. You want to make sure the dhamma sound is a oo sound for both of them. Humu. Okay, humu. Let's try this, Sister Shazia. فَمَأْوَاهُمُ النَّارُ.
فمأواهم النار
Yes, the fatha on the noon was good, mashallah. The fatha on the wa was also good. So you're getting your fathas are sometimes okay. I have a feeling the reason they weren't as good in wa amma alladhina was because they are joint. When you have the fathas that are joint with another word, then it can get a little bit more tricky. So just inshallah, but you'll get there inshallah because you can say some of them. Mashallah, may Allah make this easy for you. The ra at the end, Sister Shazia, is heavy. Now the ra, when we stop here, we pronounce it with a sukoon. So what we do is we look to the letter before. The letter before is a mad alif. Mad alif also has a sukoon. So then we go to the letter before, which is the noon, which carries a fatha. And because of the fatha, we make the ra heavy. النار.
النار
When you get to the ra,
لكن
so as you say nar, as you say the noon fatha with the mad alif, it's nice, mashallah, you're doing it well. The back of the tongue is relaxed. When you get to the ra, as soon as you get to the ra, the tip of the tongue comes up, right? Direct the sound behind the upper two front teeth, lift to the back of the tongue a little bit. النار.
النار
Better?
نار
Yes, better.
نار
You're getting there. You've got a slight bit of tikrar, but inshallah, I
Yeah.
think stick with the heavy ra first and the tikrar, inshallah, we can iron out later. All right, well done, mashallah. Very good effort, alhamdulillah. Well, let's just say it from the beginning till here, one time to give everybody a chance to practice. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فَسَقُوا فَمَأْوَاهُمُ النَّارُ.
وأما الذين فسقوا فمأواهم النار
Mm.
نار.
Yes, this ra was good. This very last one that you did, Barakallahu Fiki, was the best one so far, alhamdulillah.
Okay. Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, it shows
Thank
that you can do it, inshallah. You just need to
you.
keep
Inshallah.
trying. Okay, so for the next part, we have kullama. Kullama, again, just be careful that you're pronouncing this ka from the right place. It's very easy to pronounce it as a kullama, kul, ku, ku, ku. You want to make sure you're in front of the makhraj of the qaf. It's on the hard and soft palate. Ku, ku, ku. Nice and light. Kullama, as we join with the lam, we first do the tawassut of the lam. We say kul, and then we say lama. Kullama. Okay, kullama. We have aradu. The ra again has a fatha, so the ra will be heavy. Aradu. Here we have a mud wow. You can see it's got the long mud sign on top of it. This means that this we prolong this for more than 2 counts in the case of wasl. So if we continue and read the word an, then this mud wow will be 4 or 5 counts long. Because it says mad jaiz munfasil. We say aradu an. Okay, aradu an. So you will prolong this one for 4 or 5 counts. We then have here a noon sakin followed by a ya. This is what we call idgham naqis. Now we've seen idgham kamil before. Idgham, remember, means to merge. In this case, because the noon is followed by a ya, we have something called idgham naqis. This is an incomplete merge. What do I mean by an incomplete merge? Well, we've seen a complete merge in, I think, when we were covered ayah number 2, we had the word mir rabbil alameen. We had a noon sakin followed by a ra. In that case, the ra became, the noon became a ra. It was pronounced as a ra. It was like you couldn't hear a noon at all. When you have a incomplete merge like we have here, you have to bear in mind that there are 2 parts to the noon. The noon has a physical part, which is where the tongue touches the tongue touches the gums behind the upper 2 front teeth. But then there is also a sound part, okay, where the sound goes through the khayshum. So what are you doing here? If you've got an incomplete merge, it means some of the noon is going to merge, but some of it's not. What happens here is you lose the physical part of the noon. So now, yes, your tongue will not go to the place of noon. Instead, it goes to the place of the ya. And you actually pronounce the ya. So you say, essentially, you're saying a. You are pronouncing the ya. Because it's an incomplete merge, you haven't lost the noon completely. And this means that the ghunna, the nasalization of the noon remains. So half of the noon, the physical part is gone. However, the sound part of the noon remains, and we are still getting the nasalization. So we say a, and then we add the nasalization on, and we say a. So you're actually pronouncing the ya and the ghunna at the same time, which is different to the ikhfa, because for the ikhfa, you don't pronounce the next letter, you're just close and ready for it. In this case, you're actually there and you're pronouncing the next letter too. Let's try this one, Roxana. أن يخرجوا.
أن يخرجوا.
That's it. Good, Barakallahu Fiki. When you say أن يخرجوا, and also we prolong the gunna, we hold it, we let it run for a bit. أن يخرجوا. The kha here is heavy. We also let this run too. It's a rakhawa letter. It's one of those that you let run. It's not tawassut, so it's longer than tawassut. The ra here is heavy, and then we have the waw, mad waw here, which is a mad tabi'i harakatain. This is followed by minha. Minha, we have a noon sakin followed by a ha. This is what we call idhar halqi. For idhar halqi, what you want to do here is you pronounce the noon clearly. And to pronounce it clearly, we recite it as a tawassut. So it's like the lam in that not too long, not too short. We say min, we don't say min and stop all of a sudden. We say min, min. You see how I stay on the noon for a bit? That's what you want to do. And then you have the ha followed by the alif. Again, this is just like we saw in aradu, the madja is munfasil. This is also madja is munfasil, and we are going to hold it not for 45 counts, but we wouldn't have enough breath for that. 4 to 5 counts for this one. Okay, this is followed by u'idu. Now again, we have a hamza followed by a ain, just like in the isti'adha. Be careful, hamza first, ain later. U'idu fiha. Okay, let's try some of this inshallah together. Papa Shuksana. كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها.
كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها.
Good, Pupaji. Well done for fixing the ain and for keeping that steady pace as you said, u'idu, the two counts for the ya and the madwa. Good, mashallah, good. Okay, then we come to fiha. Now we have, from the letter ain onward, we have a ya, which is 2 counts, mad tabi'i. We have another waw after the dal, mad tabi'i, 2 counts. Ya after the fa, mad tabi'i, 2 counts, and alif after the ha, mad tabi'i, 2 counts. We need a good balance here with 2 counts for each of those. أعيدوا فيها. Popaji?
أعيدوا فيها.
Good, mashallah, alhamdulillah. Barakallah fiki. So let's start from, let's say again, from كلما. كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها.
كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها.
Careful, just repeat that last bit, Popaji. أعيدوا فيها.
أعيدوا فيها.
Good. Jazakallah khairan, Papaji. That's very, very good. Do we have Sister Isha here? Yes, we do. Okay, Jazakallah khairan, Papaji. Very nicely done, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Sister Isha, if you can join me for the next bit. Then we have waqila, the qaf. Just make sure that, again, you're going to the soft palate. This meme here is a idhar shafawi. So this is tawassut. We pronounce the meme clearly. Just like the noon in minha, we say lahum, lahum. You keep the meme going for a little bit, but not too long. ذوقوا, again, 2 counts each. Be careful of the qaf. You want to make sure it's a heavy letter. عذاب النار, as you join the ba to the noon, we're going to prolong the gunna, and then we will prolong the na part as well because of the mad alif after the noon. The ra here is a light ra. It has a kasra, so we don't say ri. We just say ri. This is the more easy. Most sisters find this one easy to say. We join this with the lam. Again, as we join with the lam, we hold for a bit. لِلَّذِي النَّارِ الَّذِي. Okay, the lam is tawassut. So we hold it a bit before saying the fatha. The ya here mad tabi'i harakatain. كنتم here noon sakin followed by the ta is an ikhfa haqiqi. We've seen ikhfas before with the sin, with the jim. We had one yesterday as well. As remember, this is the one where you don't go to the makhraj of the noon, but you get close to the next letter, which in this case is a ta. We say كنتم. Sister Isha?
كنتم
Yes, and remember, let some of the sound come through the mouth as well. You don't want to rely heavily on the nasalization because it starts to sound heavy. Some of the sound also comes through the mouth. كنتم.
كنتم
Better, barakallahu fiki. This is followed by an ikhfa shafawi, mim sakin followed by a ba. This is the one where your lips will come together, but they come together very gently. There's no pressure, there's no pressing of the lips. They come together, they just lightly touch, and then you go on to the ba. So we say here, kuntum bihi. Sister Isha.
كنتم به
Good, your ikhfa is much better now because it's lighter. Good. Here we have a ya saghira. It is the name given to this small letter ya. This is what we call mad sila sughra. It's still 2 counts, so it's like a mad tabi'i and that it is 2 counts. It just has a different name because of the little ya that's there. So we say bihi tukadhibun. This dal. This dal, when you join it with the kaf, you let it run first. Tukadh, like that. Tukadhibun. You let it run, then you go on to the kasra. Let's say this last part, Sister Isha. الذي كنتم به تكذبون.
الذي كنتم به تكذبون
Let's start from وقيل. Let's allow everyone to recite with us, inshallah. وقيل لهم ذوقوا عذاب النار الذي كنتم به تكذبون.
وقيل لهم ذوقوا عذاب النار الذي كنتم به تكذبون.
Barakallahu fiki. Very nice, Sister Isha. Very good, alhamdulillah. The only thing I would say to you is when you say kuntum, when you say tukadhibun, the kaf is good. When you say it with a dhamma here before the ikhfa, there is quite a lot of air. You say ku, it's like you're pushing. Kun. Try to say it in a more relaxed way. Don't push forwards as you say it. Just come, be gentle with the makhraj, and I think that will sort it out. Let's try just these two words. الذي كنتم.
الذي كنتم.
That was a bit better. Barakallahu fiki. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan, Sister Isha. Let's go on to the next ayah. In the next ayah, we have the heavy qaf. So we have light letters before it. So just be careful that you say wala nudhiqa. The qa needs to be heavy. So remember the direction of the sound behind the upper two incisors. Wala nudhiqannahum. With the noon, you have akmal gunna, so you prolong this part. Sister Shireen, if you'll join me for this ayah, please. Then we have also here the meme followed by another meme. This is what we call idgham mutamathilain. We've seen this before also. Again, we prolong the joining of the memes here. So we have akmal gunna, same time as we apply to the noon mushaddad. So noon mushaddad, meme mushaddad, they both have an idghams. They all have the same timing in terms of their gunan. Min al-adhab, the lam is tawassut, of course. The ba at the end is joint with the lam. Again, tawassut. We got a few lams here. Lam here, here. We have dunal. We have al-adhabil akbar. These lams are all tawassut, so same timing for all of them. Be careful with the ain here in al-adhab. If you can get the ain light, it'll help you to keep the dhal light. If your ain is heavy, it's going to be very easy to make the dhal heavy. So be careful here with the dhal. With the ain, you want to say a, not a. You want to say a. If you can get the a right, then your dal will follow and be correct. Okay, and we have the word al-adhab twice. The other thing I wanted to mention here, of course, is the dal. We have the dal is what we call muqalqal. It is a letter of qalqala, which means we have to bounce it. Again, this bounce is a very natural bounce. It's not something that you don't forcefully push off the makhraj. It's the same energy that you come into the makhraj as you come to the dal. You use the same energy to bounce off. Ad, 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 al adna. Sister Shireen.
الأدنى.
Good, Baraka Fiki. So you notice that Sister Shireen wasn't saying ad, this abrupt ending. Be careful, this is very common. Some people will say al adna ad. They're adding a hamza at the end, so you don't want to be doing that. So let it come gently. Ad. Don't stop the sound all of a sudden and then smoothly go on to the noon. The other thing I wanted to mention is the kaf here. The kaf is a letter like the ta. I covered one of these before in a previous session, but I will say it again. With the kaf and the ta, when they have a sukoon, they have something called shidda and hams. Shidda means you stop the sound of your voice. So this is like saying, for example, al ak, 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 the sound stops. But you can tell, I'm sure you can tell at home that you can't really hear a kaf though, right? It's difficult to actually hear it. This is why we then bring in the hams. The hams is the breath. You will hear a little bit of breath. So we say al ak, and that's me just by hearing the at the end allows you to clarify and understand that this is a kaf. It's not any other letter. It makes it clear which letter you're saying. So that's the order that you want to be doing it. You want to stop the sound first, followed by the hams, which is the breath. Al-ak, al-ak, ak, stop the sound, then the breath. Al-ak, we'll try this, Sister Shireen, as a word. Al-akbar.
الأكبر.
One more time, Sister Shireen. Al-akbar.
الأكبر.
Yes, the hums is it's almost, it's difficult to hear it. So I know that you are doing it, but it's very quiet. So I want a little bit more of the hums. Al-akbar.
الأكبر.
There you go. Barakallahu fiki. That much better. Alhamdulillah. The ra here in continuation will be light because of the kasra. However, you will have noticed, well, you may have noticed, Sister Shireen made it heavy when she stopped. And that was correct. Barakallahu fiha. When we say al-akbar, because the ra is recited with a sukoon, we check the letter before. It has a fatha. So then in that case, we will make the ra heavy. However, if we are continuing reading and we say al-akbari la'allahum, well, then the ra no longer has a sukoon. It has a kasra. And the kasra, whenever you see a ra with a kasra, it is always, always, always light. So this is the one where you no longer need to put too much effort into it. It's very relaxed. The back of the tongue, the back of the mouth is very open and clear. The sound can flow very freely. And it is just the tip of the tongue which is coming up for the ra. Okay. And then coming down, of course, for the when you pronounce the kasra. لعلهم, again, this first lam, this lam mushaddad, the first lam again is joint with the ain. It is tawassut. So again, when you first, you don't say la'al, you don't say la'allahum, la'allahum. This lam is too rushed. So the first joining lam you hold for the tawassut, la'al, then you say the fatha, la'allahum, la'allahum. Be careful not to prolong the lam fatha after. So we say la'allahum, not lahum then, okay? This is a quite common mistake. And also try to make sure that your dhamma here is clear. We don't want to be reciting this as ho. Again, very easy to do. You want to say hu, and to make sure you do that, you circle the lips. Yarji'un, we have a ra with a sukoon. You check the letter before, it has a fatha, so we know it's heavy. So we say yar. Be careful not to say yar. If you say ya, it's not the correct sound for the ya. The ya is a light letter. So we say ya, then we join with a heavy ra. So let's repeat this word, Sister Shireen. Ya yarji'un.
يرجعون.
The other thing I want you to do, Sister Shireen, is that the ra for you is pronounced with, you are adding an itbaq to the ra. So it sounds trapped in your, and it's very easy to do because you're trying to make it heavy. It's very easy to then over and add another layer of heaviness and make it itbaq. So I want you to relax on the ra a little bit. Instead of the sound being trapped, direct it so it's going a little bit forwards, but it's still elevated. So it's not coming straight out of your mouth. It's coming slightly elevated behind the upper two teeth. So instead of saying yar, this one is incorrect. You want to say yar, yarji'un. Sister Shireen.
Can you hear me?
Repeat it again. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, because your voice was cutting there. Right.
Okay.
يرجعون.
Yes, a little bit more relaxed. So relax the back a little bit too. If you're pushing back with the back of the tongue or raising the back of the tongue, relax it a little bit. So don't do it too much. يرجعون.
يرجعون.
Yes, this is better. Barakallahu fiki. This is much better. Let's recite this whole ayah, and then inshallah we can then move on to the tafsir inshallah. وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُم مِّنَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَدْنَىٰ دُونَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَكْبَرِ.
ولنذيقنهم من العذاب الأدنى دون العذاب الأكبر.
دون العذاب الأكبر لعلهم يرجعون.
دون العذاب الأكبر لعلهم يرجعون.
Much better. Jazakallah khairan, Sister Shireen. Barakallahu fiki. I just want you to also, when you say al-azab, we haven't got time today to practice it, but try to also make the ayn a little bit lighter. Just squeeze gently at the beginning and then let go. Okay? Don't try to relax it. That's it. Al-azab. That's
Yes.
it. That's it. Barakallahu fiki. Just relax a little bit for that. We'll stop there, inshallah. Sister Hajira, I know that you have just sent a question about the recording is available and it is available on YouTube. So you've joined us on YouTube. The recordings are available for the whole surah. May Allah make it easy for you. Alhamdulillah. I'm very happy to hear that you've memorized this surah. And I know that you want to improve on it. May Allah make it easy for you. All the recordings are there, inshallah, for you on our YouTube channel. Jazakallah khairan. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآية والذكر الحكيم. اللهم تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد آمين رب العالمين.